Obama's exposure about Pakistan military and about the Abbottabad raid. The news in detail. Former US President Barack Obama's exposure of the terrorist state of Pakistan. In his new book, A Promised Land, Obama states that it was an open secret that certain elements inside Pakistan's military and especially its intelligence services maintained links to the Taliban and perhaps Al-Qaeda, sometimes using them as strategic assets against Afghanistan and India. Because of this, he had ruled out involving Pakistan in the raid on Osama bin Laden's hideout, giving a blow-by-blow account of the Abbottabad raid by American commandos that killed the world's most wanted terrorist on May 2, 2011. In his latest book, A Promised Land, the former US president said that the top secret operation was opposed by the then Defense Secretary Robert Gates and his former Vice President Joe Biden, who is now the president-elect. In the book that hit the stands globally on Tuesday, America's first black president described the various options of killing bin Laden once it became increasingly clear that the elusive Al-Qaeda chief was living in a safe hideout in the outskirts of a Pakistani military cantonment in Abbottabad. Based on what I had heard, I decided we had enough information to begin developing options for an attack on the compound. While the CIA team continued to work on identifying the pacer, I asked Tom Donian and John Brennan to explore what a raid would look like, Obama writes in his memoir. He also said that the need for secrecy added to the challenge. If even the slightest hint of our lead on bin Laden leaked, we knew our opportunity would be lost. As a result, only a handful of people across the entire federal government were ready to the planning phase of the operation. We had one other constraint. Whatever option we chose could not involve the Pakistanis, he wrote. Although Pakistani government cooperated with us on a host of counter-terrorism operations and provided a vital supply path for our forces in Afghanistan, it was an open secret that certain elements inside the country's military and especially its intelligence services maintained links to the Taliban and perhaps even Al-Qaeda, and sometimes using them as strategic assets to ensure that the Afghan government remained weak and unable to align itself with Pakistan's #1 rival, India, Obama revealed. The fact that the Abbottabad cupboard was just a few miles from the Pakistan military's equivalent of West Point only heightened the possibility that anything we told the Pakistanis could end up tripping off our target. In the final stages, they were discussing two options. The first was to demolish it with an airstrike. The second option was to authorize a special operation mission in which a select team would covertly fly into Pakistan via helicopter, raid the compound, and get out before the Pakistani police or military had time to react. Despite all the risk involved, Obama and his national security team opted for the second option, but not before multiple rounds of discussions and intensive planning. At the same time, his book gives a complete impression of India and its culture. He said that he has always held a special place for India due to his childhood years spent in Indonesia, listening to the epic Hindu tales of the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. Obama says he had never been to India before his presidential visit in 2010, but the country had always held a special place in my imagination. Maybe it was its sheer size, with 1/6 of the world's population, an estimated 2,000 distinct ethnic groups and more than 700 languages spoken. Obama writes of his fascination with India in his latest book. He also says that maybe it was because I had spent a part of my childhood in Indonesia listening to the epic Hindu tales of the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, or because of my interest in Eastern religions, or because of a group of Pakistani and Indian college friends who had taught me to cook dal and keema and turned me on to Bollywood movies, Obama writes. News Desk, Karma News.